The Uganda National Examination Board (UNEB) is rolling out a nationwide campaign to stop impersonation and other forms of examination malpractices in schools. The campaign involves the use of a mobile phone application which invigilators will use to verify each candidate's index number and level of examination. Now, this was revealed by the Uganda Executive Secretary, UNEB Executive Secretary Dan Okrach Odongo, who says the same app can be used by candidates to confirm their registration status prior to examination day.
Method that we have designed for people to check the registration of their candidates. We have an application now where if you have a smartphone and you've got sufficient data, you can type in the number of that candidate and the level of examination, and on your smartphone the picture of that candidate will appear. So when we're going to be monitoring the conduct of the exam and we suspect that the person writing the exam is possibly not the one, we'll equip our monitors with functional phones, and they can quickly check right there on the spot to establish that yes, this is the person, the photograph is here, and if the photograph is different from what we are seeing, then we can know that this person is not the right person who was registered to take the examination.
Odongo says that on average 0.6% of the candidates that sit for the national examinations are involved in a form of malpractice.
Currently, are talking about a rate of about 0.6% of candidates that normally are detected to have committed one type of malpractice or the other. On average, it has ranged from 0.6, 0.5, 0. It's in that range. In other words, every year we would have about 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, sometimes 1,800.
Former presidential candidates Kano Dr. Chiza and the Kampala Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago on Monday donated 5 million shillings to victims of the recent Chiwiye timber yard fire. These were on a mission to sympathize with the vendors whose stalls were torched and assess the extent of the damage. Property worth millions was lost as night fire ravaged machines and timber at Uganda's timber yard on July 16, 2017. BSJ called the incident a devilish move to chase traders away from the city.
Our people who trade in timber here had a terrible misfortune recently when fire destroyed all their properties here. We came to sympathize with them, but also to try and support them and advise them on what needs to be done. These are part of the schemes in the city intended to send away, to weaken, destroy ordinary people and remove them from the city. These are some of the devilish schemes that we have seen in Parkyard, Kawempe and in other areas. So we wanted to advise them on how to struggle to maintain their presence here, to maintain their business, and also to give them some small contribution trying to rehabilitate themselves.
Business News, sponsored by Set Evolution from Centenary Bank.
Now, U.S. electric car manufacturer Tesla plans to raise $1.5 billion to fund production of its new Model 3 car. Tesla will raise the money by selling bonds to professional investors despite the company having $3 billion in cash. The company says it has 518,000 orders for its new car, whose price starts as $35,000. Initial production of the Model 3 started in July with a target of 400,000 to be made next year. Tesla, which also makes batteries and solar panels, has been burning through its cash at a rapid rate.
Sports, sponsored by StarTimes Sports, Beyond Passion.
Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho has said he will fight with other coaches to sign Gareth Bale if Real Madrid are willing to sell the world's forward. Bale, 28, joined the Spanish Giants for a world record fee of £58 million from the Premier League side Tottenham in 2013. Europa League holders United meet Madrid, who won the Champions League in the UEFA Super Cup on Tuesday. Mourinho said Bale, featuring would mean he is in the plans of the coach and the club, and it is in his now own plans and ambitions to stay there. Now, also, people are voting in Kenya's general election amid fears that the result could trigger communal violence. On the eve of the vote, President Uhuru Kenyatta appealed for calm in a televised speech. He urged the 19 million registered voters to turn out in great numbers, but to do so in peace. Queues formed early outside many polling stations, and the contest pits Mr. Kenyatta against his long-term rival Raila Odinga and is seen as too close to call. Mr. Kenyatta, the 55-year-old son of Kenya's founding president, is seeking his second and final term in office. The final week of campaigning has been marked by murder of a top election official and claims of voter rigging. A very good morning. That's all we had for you.